Oh, hey guys. I didn't see you there. What am I doing? Just loving this sunshine. Oh, it's so beautiful. I just want to lay here forever and take a nap. What do you mean I gotta get up? You need another video right now? Come on, I just did strawberries parts 1, 2, and 3, and then I got the whole trellising video to edit and the tomato planting video to edit. You really need a video right now. You can't just let me relax for just a little bit. I'll get up. Ugh. You guys happen to be in luck because the other day the post person came to my house and they dropped me off a box, and inside is what I was looking for: my asparagus crowns. Now, if you watch the strawberries parts 1, 2, and 3, okay, you would see how I plant crowns. So I'm going to take you down and I'm going to show you how I'm going to plant these asparagus crowns. These come from Norse Farms. I'll put the link up here, or the name, if you're looking for asparagus crowns. They had very good prices and even better reviews. I got two types. I got the Jersey Supreme. Real quick, this is the Jersey Supreme asparagus that I bought. I'll show you. I bought 25 for $26. And they are best in zones 3 through 8. Flavor is good. Freezing quality excellent. Age 1 year roots. Soil pH 7.0 to 7.2. There you go on harvesting and reviews. I'll let you just go to the website and you can check it out yourself. Asparagus, and then the other one was the Purple Passion asparagus. And once again, here is the Purple Passion. As you can see, it's got that deep, rich burgundy purple look to it. Again, 25 crowns for $26. The larger the quantity you buy, the cheaper they get. I'm not going to get into the whole description of it. Best in zones 3 to 8. Flavor is excellent. Freezing quality is excellent. It is a 1 year root. And again, positive reviews, 5-star or 5 strawberry, positive reviews all the way down. These asparagus are suited for my climate zone up here in 7A in New Jersey. But not only that, most all asparagus thrive between zones 3 and 8. We're talking about zones, again, not frost dates, because we are talking about perennials, and asparagus are perennials. Before we go down to the garden bed and I show you how to plant these and the way I do it that I feel is best for my garden, let's talk a little bit about asparagus. Some of you guys may never tried it because you hear the, well, it is true that it does make your pee stink real bad. That is a chemical in the asparagus. Some people smell it, some people don't. But what I notice is the more you eat it, the less it either bothers you or you just stop smelling it altogether. Now, I can tell you flat out that asparagus is my personal favorite vegetable. If you ask me for my #1 vegetable, as it is right now, it is asparagus. I try to have it with as many meals as I can, and whenever my wife asks, what do you want for the vegetable? She knows, it's all automatically, it's asparagus. You can make this so many different ways. You could have it steamed, you could have it pan fried, you could have it grilled. One of my favorite ways is just some olive oil, salt and pepper, throw it on the grill. Or we make it as an appetizer whenever we have parties at our house. And we take 2 spears, put some cream cheese, some roasted red peppers, another spear on top, wrap it in prosciutto, and stick it in the oven for a little bit, let it crisp up. Oh my God, mamma mia, it's so delicious. But anyway, not only does it have the benefit of being such a fantastic vegetable if it's cooked right, you can eat this raw, but it's highly nutritious. Asparagus has multiples of vitamins and minerals. It is high in vitamins B,
E, C, and K. It has folic acid, it has calcium, it has magnesium, it has iron, and it has fiber. So, you know, if you're telling me, you know, and you gotta go, asparagus helps you go, helps regulate you. Anyway, asparagus has been cultivated for thousands of years. Matter of fact, the name asparagus in Greek means shoot, and that's exactly what it looks like, an asparagus shoot. Okay, so let me take you down to the garden bed next to my strawberries, because strawberries and asparagus are great companion plants for each other. Remember, you never want to put a brassica next to a strawberry, okay, or a tomato or an eggplant or a pepper plant next to a strawberry, because they will spread diseases. Asparagus seems to do just fine next to strawberries. So let me bring you down. All right, guys, so we're down by my most western bed that I have past my deck here, and I want to just cultivate my strawberries a little bit. And by doing that, I'm just going down the trench that I didn't dig, where I didn't plant the strawberries. I'm just going to bring that soil up a little bit, loosen it up a little bit. Don't get into the root systems, of course. And as you can see, it's nice and moist. So I'm just going to take care of these strawberries first, and then we'll get back to the asparagus. Okay, guys, so we're down by my garden bed on my west side with my strawberries. I cultivated them a little bit, and I added a little bit more compost. The soil level had dropped significantly with the rain and the watering. So let's talk about planting asparagus. Now, what I have here, as I showed you before, is what's called a crown, just like I did with my strawberry plants. Oh, look at that, I even got a small crowner that might have broken off, but that can still be planted. Now, you might ask, well, what's the best way to grow asparagus? In my personal opinion, it's to do this, it's to grow from crowns, opposed to this, or even this. This is asparagus that has been planted by seed. As you can see, they are very, very tiny. They are not even prepared to stalk or anything, or shoot up. If you do choose to plant by seed, know that it's going to take probably 5 years, 4 to 5 years, before you see significant asparagus shoots to provide for a meal. So that's why I am saying go with the crowns. These are the Mary Washington. These are one of the most famous asparaguses to grow, especially here in the United States. They grow really, really well. They've been proven before, so that's a very common one that's going to get grown. But I do have my Jersey Supreme and my Purple Passion. So when you go to pick out the type of asparagus, just do a little bit of research. Now, usually any of these websites that, you know, like Norse Farms that sell asparagus crowns, they let you know what types grow best in what regions and everything else like that. So you just only have to do like a little bit of research. But the thing is about planting crowns opposed to planting those plants, I could see getting asparagus this year, but not harvesting it, or only harvesting it a little bit. And then getting a lot more by the second year, and by third year, it should be a self-sustaining asparagus farm. So that is why I do that. Now, there's two different methods. So you made the choice, do you gonna go by seed or you're gonna go by crown? You made the other choice, what kind of variety am I gonna get? Now you need to make a choice, how am I going to plant these? There are two basic traditional methods. One is you just dig a hole and you plop the thing in. And that's what I'm gonna do with these. And I'm gonna put these on the outskirts of my strawberry, you know, right in between the crowns and my strawberries. And I'm just gonna pop it in. And then there is this method called the trenching method. And I hope you can see that. And what I did was I just built a trench running down, and then I took soil, well, that's a hard rock, and I want that in there, and I cut on the side and I mounded it up into the middle to make a small little triangle inside the trench. So now what I'm going to do in order to plant these, it is real simple. You just kind of drape it like you would a wig and pop these down, get the roots down into the ground, stuff them down there, and just have them draping over the top of that mound. I don't know if you see that real well. I'm going to show you some more. And here's what I also like to do. I don't really care about having like one section be the Purple Passion and then the other section be the Jersey Supreme. I am actually just going to go right ahead and I'm going to put these a couple inches apart. And I'm going to go back and forth. I'm going to do a couple of the Jersey Supreme. I'm going to do a couple of the Purple Passion. And I'm just going to let them grow and mingle up with each other. So, a couple inches apart, that's fine. These roots have the ability to grow down, 5, 6, 7, 8 feet. So, they're going to be in this spot and they are going to take serious root and they're going to go down past the raised bed and then into my native soil. Have that half row in. I'll do the other half off camera. It doesn't really change. Just drape it, bring the soil in. You can cover the crowns. So let's talk about another thing about asparagus. Asparagus is a perennial. That's why we talked about growing zones. Okay, frost dates only matter when you're doing annuals. It's growing zones when you're doing perennials. Okay. When you're going to pick your spot to plant these, think it over real good. You want to take the sun into account. You want to take where they're going to be, because they are going to be there for a long time. I mean, you could always pull them up if you don't like them and start anew in a different spot of your garden. But if you want to keep them, these plants, asparagus, can last 15, 20. I've even heard stories of asparagus plants lasting up to 30 years. So wherever you're going to put them, that's where they're going to be for the rest of my life. Asparagus, it's a patience game. You have to be able to, like with my my fruit trees, plant them now, and the hope is 2, 3, 4 years from now is when I start seeing a harvest. That is what it's going to be about, asparagus. Another thing about asparagus is when you finally do get to the point where you want to start harvesting your asparagus, they've been growing for about 3 years. You're about to start harvesting them and everything. You want to get them between, I'd say, around 8 inches tall. That's when they're going to be the most tender and before the head starts to blossom. Once that happens, they tend to get woody and hard to eat, and then you have to really peel them a lot and cook them long, and it's not a good asparagus. Now, you can get asparagus in stores. You can get it fresh, you can get it frozen, you can get it canned. The best way to get it is straight out of your garden, just raw. Take it, eat it, and it's good. All right, so now the season's over, summer's coming to an end, and you've had multiple bounties of asparagus to feed your family. What do you do now? Well, usually what I do is I leave enough shoots on the plant to let them just grow out. And even where you cut off the asparagus, new shoots are going to form. They're going to grow up into this nice bush. They're very ornamental. They're very pretty. They have some of them have like different types of berries, different colored berries on it. Do not eat them. You can't eat them. But they're just beautiful to look at. But what this does, it allows the crowns, the root system of the asparagus, to start to rejuvenate and regenerate. And it starts signaling for more nutrition to go back into the crowns. So then this way, next year, you're going to have an even better harvest. Okay? So now after all of these asparagus have grown up and bushed out, you can either choose to chop them down in the fall, and then what I like to do is just lay them on top of the bed, chop them up a little bit and use them as mulch. Okay, because I'm going to show you at the end of this video, or the end of this, my last step is going to be to mulch this entire side of the bed and where my strawberries are. This is going to help weed prevention, it's going to help moisture retention, and it's going to help with wicked temperature swings that could happen, especially when you're in climates like New Jersey, where you could have an 80-degree day and a 30-degree night. So it's going to help with that. Or the other thing is just to leave the bush nice and tall and let it winter like that, and then right in spring chop it down and then use that as a mulch. And either way works fine. I've done it both ways. Usually it's not even intentional. It's because I had time this time and I didn't have time that year, you know. I prefer to do it in the fall and mulch it down and let it really decompose over winter. I'm gonna get going with the rest of the planting of the asparagus. I'll throw you on hyperspeed so you can watch a little bit of it, and I'll show you. And then I'm gonna come in at the end to show you the finishing, the finishing bed and. Don't you hate when you just film something and then you find out you never hit the record button? But anyway, guys, the storm is rolling in. The wind is really starting to push. It's blowing things around my deck. I've got all my crowns in. Now, when I buried them, I wasn't as careful as I was with my strawberries as far as the level of the soil to where the crown is. Asparagus can be buried a little bit below the surface of the soil. Plus, I'm going to come back on a nicer day, probably tomorrow, and I'm going to mulch this entire bed. And I have to get my little seedling, almost pathetic looking Mary Washingtons into the ground. Real simple. Dig a hole, throw them in, close the hole, done. It's not that difficult. But if you want good asparagus in a couple years instead of 5 years, go with the crown. Oh, I don't want to hear that I'm cutting it short. I'm not cutting it short. The storm's coming in. You got your video. You got me off the lounge chair, baking in the sun to come out and do this video. You got your video. So if you enjoyed this video, if you learned a little bit something about asparagus, if you want to try planting a lot of asparagus so your pea smells like mine, go right ahead. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that post notification bell, and please share this with all your friends and family. Now, to all your viewers at home, I have one request, please, one request. When you want to share my video with one of your friends or your family, and you go to the comment section and you just type their name and that tags them to the video, that's great. That's awesome that they get to see my video, but I don't get any credit for it as far as videos being shared. And as much as it matters to me, but it matters more to YouTube. I'm at 98 subscribers, and I'd love to see that 100 so I can get that hyperlink. So please subscribe to this channel, and if you're going to share, just go right ahead. Hit that share button and pop it right on their feed. So not only they get to see it, but anybody else that checks their feed gets to see it too. So that's it for today. That's the asparagus video. I love you, and I'll see you on the next episode.